And then, in many aspects, Brahma Baba is exclusive. Exclusive means nobody else can do what Brahma Baba is doing. Nobody else can play that role. So, in which aspects is he exclusive? He's exclusive because he's the instrument for God. And he's the only soul which comes out of the cycle and becomes an angel. I remember once we were in the auditorium in Global House and we were listening to Christmas carols. It was Christmas. And Daddy Janki and Sister Jayanti were there, and they were both sitting in the front line. And the words of the carol had been put up on a screen on the stage. And I forget which song it was in particular, Christmas song, maybe you know. And the words in that song are, "Born a King of Angels." Obviously, the song was referring to Christ, born a King of Angels. And yet, Daddy, whilst sitting in the audience, whilst reading the lines on the screen, Daddy turned to Gentleman and said, "This describes Brahma Baba perfectly. Born a king of angels." There are many angels. All of Baba's children actually become angels. But even prophet souls, religious souls, play the role of angel. And yet Daddy said, with her limited English, she spotted these words on the screen immediately and said, "This describes Brahma Baba, born a king of angels." Now, what I'd like that we do is, I don't know if you remember, some time ago, must be a year ago, one of the blessings that Baba had given after the Murli was that we need to remember Brahma Baba's life story. So why should we remember Brahma Baba's life story? Because on one hand, there is so much emphasis, so much focus, so much attention is paid that I don't remember the past. And here we are, after nearly 50 plus years, we are remembering Brahma Baba, especially in the month of January. So, in the blessing, Baba had said, use Brahma Baba's life story to solve your problems. I don't know if any of you remember this blessing, but it's very unique. Use Brahma Baba's life story as a solution to your problems. Why? Because if you think about it, then Brahma Baba faced every situation. He faced physical ill health. He faced financial loss. Not just the beggary part. Beggary part happened after the 14 years of tapasya. But even before that, when Shiv Baba entered Brahma, and then Brahma Baba slowly, remember it was very slow, Brahma Baba gained more and more clarity. And so, even at that time, Brahma Baba knew that his business partner was deceiving him. He was being cheated by his own business partner. And even at that time, Brahma Baba incurred loss. And so beggary part was no big deal for Brahma Baba because he'd seen loss already. He knew that he didn't receive his fair share of the business from the business partner. So whenever I'm doing something or whenever a situation comes my way, supposing I have to wait for somebody, suppose I make something for somebody, then the question to ask yourself whilst doing that activity whatever it is, ask yourself, how would Brahma Baba handle this situation? And I tried this. That's why this topic is very near and dear to me. I tried this. I was asked to do an activity in Madhuban. One brother was called for something else urgently, and he was stirring milk in the kitchen. And the pot was huge, must have been a good 50 liters of milk. And I was the only one there. And I had gone there because I was going to meet up with somebody. This is in Gyan Sarovar. And so I was there. So he called me and he said, will you stir the milk while I go and discuss something with someone? I'll come back in 10-15 minutes. So I said to him, do you promise? He goes, yeah, I'll be back, no issues. And so I remember that experience very clearly. I'm stirring the milk, a lot of milk. And I'm thinking to myself, if Brahma Baba was stirring this milk, what would Brahma be thinking? This is the thought I had. I remember it very clearly. What would Brahma be thinking if he was stirring the milk? So then it's like my thoughts changed. The shift happened drastically. I wanted to know more about what is happening in Brahma's head. And the other thing was that the person who was supposed to have done a particular service, they couldn't do it. And so they asked someone else to do it. So, yes, that someone else did do that service. But the experience that the students had of that class that was given at that time, they felt it was very different. They felt Brahma Baba's presence. And you will see each and every one of us. From the moment I call myself a Brahma Kumar or Kumari, from the moment I start following the disciplines of Amrit Vela and Murli class, then Brahma becomes responsible for me. Because I'm his child. I'm his child. He takes on full responsibility for me, Brahma Kumar or Kumari. And so what Baba said in that blessing the other day about Brahma Baba last year was that use Brahma Baba's life story as Google. Google, how should I react in this certain situation? Supposing somebody's insulted you, how should I react? How should I behave? What should I do? So then you think of Brahma Baba's story and you think, well, Brahma Baba was also insulted. He was also defamed. He was also ridiculed. What did he do? So any problem in my life, be it children, be it health, be it finances, be it mental health, every single situation, Brahma Baba dealt with it. So when I was stirring the milk that day in Madhuban, and consciously, I remember non-stop for about 15-20 minutes, it was there in my conscience that what would Brahma Baba be thinking if he was here right now doing this job? That's how I found it easy to get into Brahma Baba's head. Now, in Bhakti, Brahma is also called the creator. Shiv Baba is also called the creator. The difference between these two creators is that One is thinking of a long-term future, that maybe 10 years afterwards or 5 years afterwards, I'll do this, this, and this. And yet the BK, they are also thinking of the future, but in their future, there is something else. In their future, like Baba said in today's Murli, you won't have grandchildren. It'll just be one child per family in the golden age. Then it's slowly, slowly increasing. So ask yourself, if I want to experience Brahma, ask yourself, if Brahma was in this situation, how would he handle it? And so, most of us would have read this book called Adi Dev. And if you haven't, I highly recommend it. And if you don't have it in Turkey, I can send it to Yogesh on WhatsApp. You can read it online. So how did Brahma Baba become Brahma Baba? What did he do? So what happens is that we know that Brahma becomes Narayan, but we're not necessarily thinking of that Narayan with silk and all of these things, fine jewelry, etc. That is not the Narayan we are thinking of. That is a Bhakti image. But Narayan means a soul which is completely enlightened. And so Brahma Baba was enlightened. And like we see nowadays in the world, there are people who are enlightened, but it's also too late. It's like, for example, if you listen to Steve Jobs' interview, then you'll feel, oh my God, this soul's a Brahmin. He's saying, speaking everything like a Brahmin. But then they don't turn out to be a Brahmin. So what would you call that? You felt from their dharana, from their lifestyle, from their value system, that they are a Brahmin soul. And why do we feel that? Why? Because that is actually a new soul. And Baba says, any new soul that comes from the Paramdham now, during the last however many few years, then for them, it's like their life is like a mosquito. They come at night, by morning they're dead. They're gone. So Brahma Baba, even though he was in a male body, if you look at his name, then at the end, the last two letters are M-A, Ma. Brahma Baba played the role of Ma, a mother. Means daily, Brahma Baba prepared fresh food for the children, the Murli. So you will see within the Murli, Brahma Baba actually speaks more than Shiv Baba. And how do you know the difference between who's saying what? Is it Shiv Baba or is it Brahma Baba? When there's comparisons, when there's examples, like Brahma Baba uses the analogy, the example of flowers. Baba says, look, these are flowers that are in the garden, or what Brahma Baba's brought into the hall. And then he says, all of you are living flowers. So he's comparing the Lokik and transforming it and making it alokik. Sometimes he talks about gold, because he was a jeweler. So all that knowledge is still there. And so he says that how do you remove the alloy from the gold? Fire, heat. And then he says, our yoga has to be of that same intensity. Our yoga connection with Baba has to be as intense as fire, that it's able to remove all the alloy from the soul. So this is Brahma Baba. He talks about a tree, he talks about a seed. These are examples which Brahma Baba gives. Shiv Baba doesn't compare. Shiv Baba is the highest on high. Shiv Baba will say, now you have to spin the cycle of realization. Shiv Baba will say, remember me in Paramdham. So if you look at the Murli, it's more Brahma Baba and less Shiv Baba. But because we get confused, is it Shiv Baba speaking or Brahma Baba speaking, then the easiest thing to say is the whole Murli is Shiv Baba. Because Brahma Baba reached that level, that where, there's an expression in English, you might have heard of it, and the expression is great minds think alike. And so that was the relationship between Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba. Great minds, they both thought alike, except Brahma Baba gave examples. Brahma Baba referred to people even in the Murli. He'll refer to Aga Khan or to Birla or all of this. Shiv Baba doesn't refer to them. So, something which very interesting, which Sister Jayanti told us. In the Murli, Baba says that Shiv Baba takes Brahma Baba's forehead on loan. He rents space here. Brahma Baba lives here. This is where Brahma Baba stays. But Shiv Baba also needs space. Shiv Baba is renting from Brahma Baba. And so the question that many people have is, what is the difference between when Shiv Baba came into Sakar Baba and when Shiv Baba comes into Gulzar? What's the difference? So the difference is very simple. I'm going to use my hands and show you. The difference is Brahma Baba seated here. Shiv Baba would come and sit next to him. That soul is right next to him. And so what would happen is sometimes Shiv Baba speaking, sometimes Brahma Baba speaking. It would be interspersed. It's like dialogue almost. When it came to Gulzar, then there's no question of who's speaking. Brahma Baba's become equal to Shiv Baba. He's reached that stage. And so what is happening at that time? The dynamics change. So now instead of next to each other, Gulzar's soul takes a back seat. The words that Gulzar uses are, that soul is sleeping. Because if you ask Gulzar what was in the Murli, straight after the Murli is over, she doesn't know. She does not know what Baba has spoken because that soul has taken a back seat. And then Bab Dada, both of them come in front and take over completely. When it's Sakar Baba, Sakar Brahma Baba, it's not a complete takeover. Even though Sakar Baba has willed everything to the Almighty to be used in the name of service. Everything was given, mind, body, wealth, everything. So when Brahma Baba's Lokik son wanted to leave the yajna, he went to Brahma Baba and said, give me my inheritance. I need to go out and earn money. I need to go out there and be part of the world. And you know what Brahma Baba says? Brahma Baba says, I don't have anything. I've surrendered it all. It's now in a trust. It's in the name of the sisters. I don't even have a penny. So Brahma Baba had foresight that as soon as everything started, if you listen to Dadi Chandramani's experience of Brahma Baba, then she also relates that she relates that in the beginning, 1937, like that, immediately Baba opened, the word was hostel, means they're studying there in the hostel, they're staying with Baba and they're studying there also. Baba's house became a hostel. That house, initially, it's called Yashoda Nivas, means Baba's wife's name was Yashoda. Nivas means place of residence. Then after Shiv Baba came into Brahma, it changed from being Yashoda Nivas and it became called Om Nivas. So Om Nivas was where sustenance took place initially. So Chandramani Dadi, she relates that the beginning of the yajna, everyone was having visions. Everyone, most of the Dadis had visions. Visions of what? Visions of Brahma Baba. And now, within the yajna, there's no question of visions. Nobody's having visions. So how come? At that time, everybody's having visions. Visions of Brahma Baba, visions of Brahma Baba as Sri Krishna, visions of Brahma Baba as the great great grandfather, and so many visions. Why they had visions at that time? Because there were no role models. Even Brahma Baba was not yet a role model. He was also learning. He was also wondering, what is it that I have to do? He was questioning Shiv Baba, that what should I be doing? And so Brahma Baba, an angel, from that time, he was foresighted. He knew that if I don't put this money into a trust, others will have their vision on this particular money. And so what Chandramani Dadi shares is that when this hostel was opened, then many children came to study there. And Baba had said that it will be run completely by the money which Baba has surrendered. And the parents would say, no, we'll give money also. And, others would say, no, we'll give money. And even Chandramani Dadi's family offered money for the running of this hostel. But Brahma Baba said no. These are godly children. They will be educated by money which has been given to God. Means there should be no mixture. At that time, because the process of purity had begun. So on one side, the hostel, and on another side, the fight for purity. There was husbands who were reacting to this knowledge. Chandramani Nadi shares in a lot of detail actually. She shares that it was a time of the British Raj in India, 37. British Raj was still in India. And most of the husbands, most of the men of the family, they had gone abroad for business. That had started already, going abroad for business. And so they were out of the country for like 9, 10, 11 months. They would only come back for 2 months, maybe, back to their families every year. And when they came back, and then now their wives are saying, we want to be pure, we want to drink nectar, means we want to listen to the knowledge. Then these husbands were like, what's going on here? And it's not that they initially were forceful. It's not that straight away they were violent. Chandramani Dadi says that they went to the seniors of the community. They went to the heads of the community. They're called, what's the name she gave for them? Mukhi. Mukhi means they're the heads of community. Like you have politics or you have, what do you call it? You have a minister for your city or state or whatever. So they went to them. And so what these ministers or mukhis did, the heads of the community, they went to Brahma Baba and very humbly, very lovingly, they said, Baba, can we ask you a question? And Baba said, yes, of course. And they said, Baba, don't talk about 5 vices, talk only about 4. Getting rid of anger, getting rid of greed, getting rid of attachment, getting rid of ego. This is very good work that you do. Don't talk about lust. Don't talk about purity. And Brahma Baba said, but it's not me that's saying it. Brahma Baba, he was very clever. He said, I'm not the one who's saying it. I myself am a householder. I myself have 5 children. Why would I talk about purity? It's God who's saying that lust is your greatest enemy. And so it's not that they didn't go to Brahma Baba and said that please refrain from talking about purity. They were very humble. And because Brahma Baba said it's not me, so then that's why it went to court. That's why they started picketing. That's why it became an issue. That's why it went into the newspapers also. And Dadi Janki tells us that in many aspects, when somebody said something to Baba, you shouldn't say this, Baba, you shouldn't do this, Baba, this is wrong. Brahma Baba would turn around and say, but it's not me. It's somebody else that's doing it. This whole thing is about a power that enters me and makes it done. And so one question that was asked to Dadi about Brahma Baba is that when Shiv Baba says he rents Brahma Baba's body, it's on rent, then what did Shiv Baba give as the rent? Because Shiv Baba is the one who borrowed Brahma. He used the body of Brahma. What rent did he give in return? And so, very nice answer that Sister Jayanti gave, and it makes a lot of sense. The rent that Shiv Baba gives to Brahma Baba is as soon as Shiv Baba enters Brahma, then Brahma Baba's intellect became unlimited. Shiv Baba entering Brahma Baba, his intellect, his thoughts expanded, and he became inclusive. He embraced, not physically, but he embraced all of those who came at that time. He didn't say you can't come, you can, no. He embraced humanity. So the rent that was paid was that he was given the title the father of humanity, means the father of the people. Anyway, prior to Shiv Baba coming into Brahma, Brahma was anyway generous hearted. If you ever, I don't know if there's a translation of the book, it's called 3 in 1, and it's written by Brahma Baba's daughter, Nirmal Shanta. And if you read that book, and I don't know if there's a translation, so I mean, if there isn't, I'm sure somebody can arrange it. Then she tells us in her book how big-hearted Brahma Baba was. And that's even before Shiv Baba entered. Now, when Shiv Baba enters, Brahma's intellect, he's able to include everyone. He's able to create a yajna. He's able to feed everyone 3 times a day, or more even if necessary. And I was telling somebody that Daddy told us once that when they were in Karachi, they were very well looked after. Means there was no shortage of anything. And Daddy Janki tells us that Baba used to feed them pulao. Pulao, I think, if you're from Turkey, you know what pulao is. It's rice cooked with vegetables. But Baba didn't use vegetables. Baba made pulao with dry fruit. So almonds, cashews, sultanas, pistachios, means the most expensive. Not carrots and cabbage and cauliflower, but pulao rice with dry fruit. It's like the luxury to use dry fruit in rice pulao. And there's a name for it, which I can't remember. I think it's called yakni pulao. Means not vegetables, but dry fruit. And this is how Baba, Brahma Baba, fed them. He would give them the best of the best. And even Chandramani Nari shares that they were treated very, very well. They were like princesses. You know, nothing was lacking for them. They were given a Lokik education as well as a spiritual education. So now Shiv Baba made Brahma Baba his chariot. Chariot is a very old-fashioned word. And the question now arises, how is it that Brahma Baba becomes Sri Krishna? Because in the beginning, the visions that people had, there was no 7-day course. There were no role models. There were no, oh, you saw somebody, you asked them their experience. That wasn't there. It was all visions. And so the visions they would have were never of Rama and Sita. The visions were not even of Lakshmi Narayan. Yes, there was experiences of seeing Mama as Lakshmi. But whenever they saw Brahma, then there would be visions of Sri Krishna. On one side, we know that people can be great. There's Mandela, there's Teresa, there's Gandhi, there's all sorts of people. Every country has their great people. And within their life, there is renunciation. Whoever's become great, there's renunciation, be it Buddha, be it Abraham, or whatever. There is also some form of tapasya, not sitting down tapasya like we do, but there is some, like Mandela, he was in prison for 20 plus years, or more than that even. And he did his own form of tapasya. He educated himself, reading, etc. So the renunciation was there, the tapasya was there, and they also have feelings of to serve. Like Mother Teresa, she served in Calcutta or wherever she was based. So they have those 3 things. In Hindi, Tyag, Tapasya, Seva. Renunciation, meditation, and service. So what makes Brahma Baba stand out? What is so great about Brahma Baba? He also had these 3. Others also had those 3. So why is Brahma Baba so special? The difference between great souls of the world and Brahma Baba is that Brahma Baba always had the thought to make others great. Not I am great and worship me, but Baba wanted everyone to become great. And so this is why we see the Nadis. They learnt from Baba. But Nadi Chanki says, more than from Baba, we learnt a lot from Mama. And Mama is one soul, along with Brahma Baba. Neither of them heard any Avyakt Murlis, and yet they become Avyakt. Mama never heard an Avyakt Murli. She went before Brahma, and yet because she had this clarification of knowledge, knowledge was very, very clear for her. And so that is why they're able to inspire. The more clarity I have, the more I am able to inspire. And so Brahma is different because not only does he become great, but there is always the thought. From the Murli, you will see there is always the thought to make others great also. Once I asked Gulzar Ali, I said to Gulzar Ali, we remember Baba, we also remember Baba, you also remember Baba. What's the difference in our remembering Baba and your remembering Baba? And that his answer was, she said, for you, there are many people. You remember lots of different souls. She said, for us, we only remembered Baba. We didn't remember the variety. You remember this one, that one, no matter how good a person they are, you're still remembering them. So that is the difference between our remembrance and the remembrance of the Nadis. Gulzar Ali also shares her experience, and Gulzar is saying that there was one time, when she was very young, she was very confused. Some issue was happening, and she was very confused. So she thought she would go to Baba and clarify the issue with Brahma Baba. And she went to Baba, and as soon as Baba saw her, Baba said something to her, and that something made her, okay, nothing to share. What did Baba say to her? Baba said to her, child, do you remember that drama is beneficial? This is all Baba said to her. Excuse me. Baba said to her, do you remember that life is a drama and life is that drama is beneficial? This word Brahma, Brahma, if you split it in two, it means Bari Ma, elder mother. So there was Mama and there was Bari Ma. And a male, in a very male-dominated society, Brahma Baba, businessman, male, played the role of a mother, elder mother, senior mother. And I remember Nari Janki telling us the story that when she took Sister Jayanti to meet Brahma Baba, then Brahma Baba gave very long drishti to Sister Jayanti. So Nari Janki asked Baba afterwards, Baba, what were you doing? Why were you giving such long drishti? And Brahma Baba said, I was killing her body consciousness. So, yes, because Sister Jayanti, very educated, very fashionable, and Baba had to kill that body consciousness also. So it's interesting when Baba uses the words follow father, which father is he referring to? Obviously, he's referring to Father Brahma. And Shiv Baba gives many names to Brahma. it's like we have our official name, and then we also have nicknames which we've been given. And so Brahma Baba, it's like he had many nicknames or other names which Shiv Baba gave to him. So, okay, he was born with the name Lekraj, and then a pet name which people used to call him by was Lucky. And then after he became Avyakt, he's called Avyakt Baba, Angelic Baba. And there's one name, Long Boot. And Baba uses that word in English. And so we asked Daddy, why does Shiv Baba call Brahma Baba Long Boot? And then she told us it's because Brahma Baba is so tall. Brahma Baba was, if you look at pictures of Mama and Baba together, then you will see that Mama was very short in height and Brahma Baba was nearly 6 feet in height. And so in Bombay, there's a garden called Hanging Gardens, I think it is. And there, if you Google it, then you'll see there's a boot, a shoe, and it's got windows and doors and everything, and children play there. You can go inside that long boot. And so Brahma Baba was given many interesting names, but he never took offense. He never took offense at anything that Shiv Baba said. One thing that I like about Brahma Baba, which I noticed about Brahma Baba, if you read the history, then you will see the speed of events initially, 1936, 1937, the speed of events is very fast. So the visions, Brahma Baba had his 3 visions, and then Brahma Baba selling his business, Brahma Baba moving from Hyderabad, Sindh to Karachi. I remember asking Daddy Janki once that how far was Karachi from where you all lived initially in Hyderabad, Sindh? And she said it was 3 hours by train. And so it's nice to know the distance also, that how far was Karachi from where they were. And so Brahma Baba's made so many decisions. The whole case went into court about purity and all of these things. It became a court case. Some of you might have seen that transcript of the court case. And if you haven't, then don't ask me where it is. I don't know where it is, but I have seen it, but I don't know where it is right now. And so Brahma Baba's decision-making ability, amazing. And it's like it's that higher power working through Brahma Baba, and the ability to make decisions, to implement decisions. Like so often we have meetings and then we'll make a decision in a meeting, but then it takes a while for it to be implemented. With Brahma Baba, it wasn't like that. Brahma Baba did not take sorrow. His own business partner deceived him, means he did not give him his fair share of the business. Brahma Baba lost out. The partner took more, but Brahma Baba wasn't bothered. He's like, fine, I got what I wanted. I got the kingdom, and the partner got the donkey ship. Baba used the word donkey ship. Baba didn't take sorrow from it. Otherwise, if that was to happen to me, if I was deceived in business, how much sorrow would I take from that? How much would I tell others that this person cheated me, he didn't give me my fair share, etc. And so you will see that Brahma Baba did not waste his time in taking sorrow, in regrets either. And so even when there was what is called the beggary part. Baba, what did he do? He diverted the attention of the children. He would take them on walks, and whilst they're on the walk, they would eat berries because Mount Abu, Madhuban, forest, so there'd be berries, etc., everywhere. And that was their breakfast. And think about it, in 1950s, they're eating berries for breakfast. And now in the 2000s, the nutrition world is saying to us the best thing to eat for breakfast is berries. Brahma did that. And he'd already started that eating berries was what they had. And then not only would they eat the berries, but Baba would say, collect some and let's take them back for those who didn't come. I'm looking at the time, so I'm aware that we need to leave time for question and answers, but I don't know what kind of questions you would have in this kind of session because it's more experiential. And I'll finish with my own last experience, last whatever. When I was in Nigeria, I was by myself in the center. Initially, for a few months, I was by myself. And there was a lot of work to do, like maintenance work, AC not working, refrigerator not working. I needed a carpenter. There was a lot of things to do within the center. New center, photographs need framing, etc., etc. And I was like, I said to Baba, Brahma Baba, I said, Baba, you have to be the man of this house. Because it was just me. And, I didn't know many people in that area initially. So I said, Baba, you're the man of this house. And so you have to get all these things done. And it was so interesting to see. It was so comforting. That's the word I'm looking for. It was so comforting that Baba became the man of the house. And AC needs repairing. And I remember once the freezer broke down and it was a Sunday and it was Christmas. And I asked 2 or 3 people and they said, you're looking for somebody to repair your freezer on a Sunday when it's Christmas? You won't find anybody. And this was my fear, that Christmas I won't find anybody. And I called one sister and she said, I'll send someone to you right now. I said, are you sure it's a Sunday? She goes, yes, yes, I'll send someone to you right now. That person came within an hour. And that person, on a Sunday evening, repaired the freezer. And whilst they were repairing it, I looked at them and I kept looking at them and I kept seeing Brahma Baba. And I rubbed my eyes and like, no, this is not right. And I looked again, it's like, I'm seeing Brahma Baba's face. And I said, Baba, you're the man of the house. That's why I'm seeing you here, aren't I? And so Baba has given lots of nice and very beautiful, very comforting experiences that really make us feel grateful that, okay, there's a Shiv Baba, but there's a man of the house as well. And so I'll finish here because I'm sure I've gone over time. But when you start talking about Brahma Baba, then it's like you can't stop. So many, not just my own experiences, but experiences that I've heard from Dadis and others also. Om Shanti.